organizations in any sport. Well, there's a few organizations that do that because, when you both come in together, then, it is a team effort as opposed to, say, I don't know, like what's going on with the Giants. What happened with the Giants? Like Gettleman well, who's the dude that just got fired? I forgot his name.
Shermer.
Yeah. Like Shermer just Gettleman was there, but Shermer just got brought in. They really didn't come in together. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he Shermer was pretty much like a dead man walking off rip.
Right.
Or better yet, like Todd Bowles or Rex Ryan when John Idzik came in. They weren't brought in together. It's a package deal. So because of that, I really do believe that they're in constant contact or communication with each other when it comes to that. And the second part is I'm not a capologist, but when you have to carve out like more than half of your space to bring in the likes of KD, Kyrie, and DeAndre Jordan, and on top of that, extend Dinwiddie, and on top of that, extend Carrot. And then you have to you're definitely going to have to find something to do with Joe in the offseason, and of course you have to, factor in Allen's contract when that comes up. You're not really going to get that much, off, on the bargain bin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's almost like you have to put everything around one another. Like better yet, like another example, like when the big three came down in Miami. Yo, who the hell was really on that bench? Let's be real. Pat Riley pulled. Pat Riley came. No, I know where you're going with this, but hold on. But Pat Riley really had to pull from the scrap heap to make everything work around that squad. And then on top of that, it didn't even work. It didn't really yield any benefits until the second year.
Right.
And I kind of want to make that comparison with this, but I can't because KD is on the bench, and we don't really know how all the pieces fit in together. And that's why I say when this roster was constructed, it was constructed with the 2021 season in mind, not the 2019-2020 season in mind. That's my personal opinion.
Let me share my
with the roster that you have. Oh, okay.
I was just going to say, let me share my tinfoil hat theory that goes along with what you're saying, and you tell me if you think it's true. Okay. I believe, and this is it's probably because I love Sean Marks so much, and I'm very disappointed with this season. I believe that in some kind of way, because he has a draft pick this year if they don't make the playoffs. If they pick in the lottery, right? And it's almost like this could be the best thing that ever happened to them is that they pick in the lottery, because comparing it to what Billy King did, Billy King realized when he traded, when he did the Celtics trade, that Darren Williams' ankles were a ticking time bomb.
Right.
Brook Lopez wasn't tough enough to win a championship. So he pushed all of his chips in, got the Celtics guys in there out of desperation, and
to bring toughness.
Right.
I know exactly why that happened.
Right. Exactly.
Because of Game 7 against the Bulls and how they laid a fucking egg in Bark. I was there for that. I was there too.
Anyway, I was there too.
That's really the reason why that trade happened.
Yeah,
because of that series.
That series, exactly. He saw something that was wrong with the team and said, all right, I got to do everything I can to bring in these Hall of Famers to get us over the top. So I don't forgive it. It's still the worst trade in NBA history, but I almost understand. Sean Marks gave himself a back door by doing things the way that he did them. He put conditions on his first round pick. He picked up the Sixers pick, so he could almost be rebuilding the Nets while going for a championship. So I know this might be just ultimate bias that I want to believe in Sean Marks, and I want to believe that he didn't put this team together on purpose because he thought they were going to be good and that they were going to be better than that 42 win team from last year that felt so good and was so fun to watch. I think he just said, all right, KD's not going to play. I'm going to protect Kyrie from himself. I'm going to sit him down as much as I possibly can. And even though now with this press conference, and I'm gonna ask you about that after this, I'm gonna reverse tank this year, get my draft pick, add another young cornerstone piece to this team, and I'm going to be rebuilding while going for a championship, unlike what Billy King does. Now tell me why that's far-fetched.
It's not. It's a Spurs way, and he comes from the Spurs tree. So that's not far-fetched at all. If anything, that's pretty much smart as fuck. And this is why I feel like within the next 3-4 years, maybe 3, Sean Marks will be executive of the year. I honestly believe that. He's either going to do something of that nature or package that and get that, proverbial third star, which I honestly don't think is needed, which all these, quote unquote pundits are running around saying. But he has options with those draft picks, either rebuild while we are contending for a championship, or, use that as collateral, or use that as sweeteners for potential trade. So yeah, it's not a far-fetched tinfoil hat theory, not at all.
All right, and before I ask you about and talk a little bit about this Kyrie press conference today, which I can't skip out on. I'm gonna name a team, and you tell me that even at full health, not including KD, can the Nets beat them in a 7-game series? Indiana for this season.
Okay.
So if the Nets make the playoffs, which I almost, looking at this team right now and how much they need, I think it's crazy. I think they should tank. I know that might sound crazy with, we have Kyrie Irving and, but I wouldn't even put any more miles on Kyrie Irving. But
I agree, and we'll get into that a little bit, but it's all contingent on what's going on with Kyrie.
Yeah, I think he needs to just get the surgery and call it a day, but we'll get to that. Indiana Pacers, can the Nets beat them in a 7-game series?
I know I keep asking. Wait, this roster, right?
This roster.
Even if Kyrie's on the court.
Even if Kyrie's on the court, full strength.
Okay, all right.
With Kyrie on the court, full strength.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I think it will be a squeaker. I think that would go to 7 games. I think they could pull that one off.
I'm gonna have
because we don't know what's going on with Oladipo. Because if Oladipo comes back, then all bets are off.
Doesn't matter.
They're doing work. I'm not fronting on what the Pacers are doing at all.
And Doesn't matter.
That's a credit to freaking Coach McMillan. But
yep. A coach that I hated, a coach I would have never hired. But Sabonis, when Sabonis plays the Nets, he looks like the second coming of Kevin McHale out there that could shoot threes.
Wait, let's honestly be real. And this goes back to Kenny, and this goes back to my frustration with him. Let's be real. Any big that comes into that building looks like Bill Russell against the Nets. That is it. And considering, with this whole part of, this whole talk of positionless basketball, the only reason why it's considered that is because you have 5 taking shots.
That's
Where
right.
is this jump shot that we've been told or promised that Jared Allen's going to be? I don't think that's ever going to happen. Jared Allen is definitely old school center to me. He is not a part of this new school generation of centers that are taking shots.
No.
On the wing. And
He is
why now it's like we're 4 on 5 on the court.
Nah, I disagree with you. Because he is the perfect center for what the Nets do, because he's a lobs and dunk center. The problem is, if you're going to have Jared Allen, the very worst type of player to put next to him is a Jared Dudley. Is last year really the real starter at 4 last year wasn't Jared Dudley. He was the backup, right? The real starter at 4 last year was Travion Graham. We forget that was the plan, like that the Nets put their minds together and said, you know what we'll do? We have a 20-year-old center, so you know what we'll do? We'll put a 6'5" college shooting guard next to him. So and then
exactly.
so this year they do the same thing again, and they put Taurean Prince next to him, and Taurean Prince can't give him any kind of weak. He's a 3, and he's the soft 3 too. So that's why it's so easy. That's why Jared looks so bad, is because he doesn't have a safety valve. He doesn't have a person that could come behind him and guard on the weak side. DeAndre Jordan, I don't know. I don't remember if he won the Defensive Player of the Year or not, but he was up there in the ranking. But he had Blake Griffin next to him. You could play defense in the post the way that he does if you have Blake Griffin next to you. There's no Blake Griffin on this team.
I agree. I agree. He does not have no. I know. I agree. He doesn't have any help. But wait, let me just add this one last thing about Kenny.
Okay.
This is one last thing, and it just popped in my head, and it's something that I've been like harping on for a while. One of the things that I have an issue with, and he still has not mastered, and I don't understand why, because this is his 4th year. He's not a rookie anymore. He doesn't know how to do in-game adjustments.
No.
And when that 3 is not dropping, at least get a mid-range game. And the problem with that is...
But who has a mid-range game on the team?
I understand that, but still, if you do something, you got to figure out something. You have to figure out something.
There's no D'Lo on this team, Sean.
No, because... but if you... I mean, the closest we have is Spence, but Spence could only do so much. And now that Kyries is back, hopefully that'll be a little bit alleviated. But when the 3s aren't dropping, live by the 3, die by the 3. Your next option is to keep driving. And when opponents know that and scheme against that, then what? You have to come up with a plan B, C, D, E, all the way down to C.
They only have one player that can dribble drive, Sean. One. Spencer Dinwiddie.
But still, it's in-game adjustments, man. That's another issue. He says it on the record. They don't care about a mid-range game. Motherfucker, what the hell?
Hey.
3s ain't dropping. Everybody's killing you when you try to drive. So what else do you have?
I'm with it. I got 2 minutes left on this pod, so
sorry.
I gotta get to these teams right quick. Let's do this real fast. Can the Nets beat?
My bad.
Can the Nets beat the Sixers in 7?
Hell no.
Can the Mets beat Toronto in 7?
Maybe on a good day, a couple of days.
I'm gonna say no.
I mean,
can the Nets beat the Bucks in 7?
No, too much size.
So basically, they're a definite first round exit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Then they should
look. I'm realistic.
Then they should 100% tank. Now, because we only have a minute 54 left. Kyries' press conference today. Knowing what we went through with Darren Williams, who did not get the surgery on his ankles, knowing that this season is a wash, shouldn't he just go ahead and just get the surgery?
I say get the surgery. Well, let me do this real quick. From what I read up on this whole shoulder impingement thing, the way that it's diagnosed, there's no clear-cut part in the shoulder that you can repair. So that's why they always say you got to rest it. So because of that, it's kind of tricky whether he should be resting as much as he can or do a surgery. Either way, I say close up shop, to be honest. Just close up shop and just wait it out. Let's see what happens next season.
Yep, let's keep some miles off of him so we could compete for a championship the next 3 years. Fuck it, right?
Yeah, man. This season's a wash, so it's going to be fun and exciting to talk shit, but it's really all about next season. And if this team is the same record with a healthy roster, Kenny got to go.
Same. And it gives Sean an excuse to go out and get another coach. Sean.
Mark Jackson, let's go.
Oh, no, we're going to have to come on and do another show together for us to argue about that one. Yo, I appreciate a legend coming on the front office with me, man. Please tell people where they can find you on Twitter to argue with you.
Yeah, argue with me. Twitter and Instagram, the handle is by Sean Malcolm, BYSEANMALCOLM. I appreciate being at the front office. Hopefully this is not my last time here.
My man, I appreciate you coming on short notice. I truly appreciate you.
So love, baby.
And that, New York City, That was my man Sean